Hi, I'm Rob, and yes, it is Guild Wars. Now, I know I said yesterday this was probably going to be my last Guild Wars video for a while, but that's because all the previous battles, as I'm in this new guild, and we have to rise up through the ranks, were like really straightforward and easy, and I couldn't see any benefit of showing those kind of super easy fights. But things have really picked up today. We've got a really good team here, so definitely worth showing. Keith Schwartz we're up against. And his first team is a really good one. Archer class, King Silenus, Essence of Evil, the Wild Queen, and Leprechaun. Going to have a 50% start in their mana class because of Archer gives a 50% start, so that is going to give them a fast start with their excellent Essence of Evil weapon. Inflicts all the negative status effects on an enemy and explodes gems of their mana colour. Leprechaun starts battles with full mana, so that will just cast straight away, probably charging up their Essence of Evil. And then the Wild Queen can go nuts, stealing attack, making green gems, making skulls, and possibly obliterating the opponent. The reason King Silenus is there is because he's immune to all status effects, Devour, Lycanthropy, and Mana Burn. It basically means it stops us putting Root Trap on that opponent and stopping their Wild Queen from creating them skulls. That is the only reason I can see why King Silenus is there. Alright, so I'm going to show a couple of different ways how we can fight a team like this. And this is the way I would possibly go about this normally, were it not for a impervious troop at the top. If that wasn't impervious, you could use a team like this, which constantly entangles the first enemy, inflicts entangle when doing skull damage, writhing staff, creates skulls and entangles the first enemy, so if those skulls miss it doesn't matter. Sylvanan Aurora entangles the first enemy on 4 or 5 gem matches. And Keeper of Souls creates a load of skulls. So that's how we would fight that team normally, if that wasn't for that top troop being impervious. So I'll show a couple of other ways we can go about it. This is one way we could go about it as well. A fast starting undead team. We've got the Ghost Queen giving all undeads a 50% start with mana. And the Grey King is one of them. And it destroys all gems of a chosen colour. All enemies of that colour take true damage, are mana drained, silenced, and frozen. You can take advantage of this when the opposition, for example, like this, has 3 troops using the same colour, green. So if we got to cast the Grey King quite quickly, which we have a chance to do because he has a 50% start with mana, and we have a fast starting Mountain Crusher that's in Geomancer class, so gets a 50% start as well. We could cast the Grey King using green, take away their mana, and deal true damage to them at the same time while charging up our Ghost Queen. There's another way to go, but the way I'm going to go about this today, I think, would be something like this. This is my triple cheese Charles Donny team. This can get going so fast and just repeat cast over and over again. It repeats more than a bunch of goblins have eaten nothing but beans for like a week. It's like it repeats that much. Chalcedony deals damage to an enemy, creates brown gems boosted by all construct allies. So that is going to create loads of brown. Keep on chucking random status effects on the enemy, which is really good because we can actually stop their team from doing what they want by that by pure chance. Create gargoyle gems, which we can then explode using our glowing core, which explodes brown gems, gives a status effect to all constructs, and has a summon at the same time. But I'm not going to use that team because I want to actually stop them from having this fast start if I can. Now, a small amount of luck, excuse me, at the beginning of the battle means I can get my Charles Donny up absolutely straight away. If she's at the top, she's going to get a 50% start with mana because of the benefits of Construct class, and any brown, any yellow is going to give her a really nice quick start. Now we can then cast Chalcedony, which will create loads of brown, which will charge up Tourmaline, which drains mana from all enemies, boosted by Gargoyle Gems. We create more Gargoyle Gems because of the tower, and also we still get the benefits of those bad tarot random status effects going on the enemy. And then we can cast this as well to charge up the team quickly, and we have a summon if we so need it. In Geomancer class, all constructs start with 50% mana, reduce damage from skulls by 50%. Impact is good, Hammer Mastery, Anti-Magic Sphere, Tactician, rock solid, really good. Stone Mastery, and Fortitude. So that is the team I'm going to go for this, I think. Just check my banner is right. +2 brown, +1 red, -1 blue is good. But just in case they do get to cast their weapon, I'm going to have a couple of... I'm going to have a medal change, I think. Don't know what medals I've got at the moment. Oh, lucky I checked this. Always check your medals. It is totally worth doing. Don't need the Arnu, you see, because all our team starts with 50%. So I'm going to have one Nisha to boost up my Charlestoni damage a little bit. And just in case they get to cast their Essence of Evil, I'm going to have a couple of Orpheus medals. As I grab this now. Thank you. Right, so back in. Deep Schwartz. So yeah, so basically 50% start. If we get brown or yellow, we're off to the races with Charles O'Donnell. We're entangled at the start, but hopefully that cleanse will come in pretty quickly. But the good thing about Charles O'Donnell is she doesn't rely on skull damage, so it doesn't matter. As long as we get going with her, then we're going to be okay anyway. They're going to explode some green. We're not worried about that. Our bonuses are to brown, so even a single 3-match on brown is going to get Charles O'Donnell ready. We don't even need a mana surge, just a brown, and she is going to be ready to go next round. But they got a really lucky start there. That was really, really lucky of them to get that extra turn at the same time, but it is what it is. We have to go with that. The only problem is with this is now we do need our Orpheus medals to kick in quickly because this makes Tourmaline effectively frozen. So we need to pick on... Well, they're all dangerous really, but we'll stick it on their hero. So we're not going to repeat it now until we actually shake off these effects. Alright, they're getting some nice little luck at the moment. What should we do now? We don't cast this because we're going to possibly need that because our Charles O'Donnell is in a bit of bother. Don't want to do that either because we are still frozen on brown effectively because of our Tourmaline having all negative status effects. It's nice to have a cleanse on the team, but hey ho, I think our Charles O'Donnell is about to bite the bullet. But we got a thing, a stone Murphy we got instead. So yeah, this is a really cool team on the opposition. If it wasn't for that extra turn they got, this is where Guild Wars is so interesting to me, because that extra turn they got when they cast their Leprechaun turned the game on their head. If it wasn't for that, I could have probably repeat casted with Charles O'Donnell again and again until they were dead. So is it worth collecting that? No, because Tourmaline uses that. I'm going to cast this just to get some good mana gen. And it set them up again. Such is life. This creates a gargoyle gem, poisons a random enemy for each green gem under or around it and gains an extra turn. So it's not that great a spell. I should probably leave it there. I might cast this just so I get an extra status effect on an enemy. I mean, you can do this because you're casting a spell and that's going to give you a status effect, so we'll do that anyway. That's diseased. And I may as well just cast this. No, I don't know actually, because they're going to cast their Leprechaun. And right now they're going to get the benefit of that gargoyle gem, so I shall actually take that and put a green gem next to it so they still get it anyway. But whatever. So we're hanging in there. I think we need to get rid of Matey boy at the top. And what can we do? 8. Right. We're going to basically get rid of the hero next because we can explode this. Doom Skull gives extra damage. That is super, super useful. So it's not been a fast game, this. We had that slightly unlucky beginning. But this is proper Guild Wars for me, though. I love it when it's like this. I love it. I'm a bit wrong like this. The harder Guild Wars is, the more I enjoy it. Hated yesterday's one. It's just so easy. It's just, again, no disrespect to the opposition. But today is a really good team. Really enjoy these kind of battles. No point casting that. Don't want to do that. So we'll... what to get some purple? Oh, we have got some purple. Somehow miss them sometimes because of these new dragon gems. Your mind's eye is so used to looking for a certain thing on the board. I actually missed that as a normal purple. That was in a really good spot as well because it was in first place. I mean, right at the top, so you gain all the benefits of whatever's underneath it. Alright, so we've pulled through this one. After a seriously shady start, hopefully I'll be able to show how this team works a bit better if we've got a similar team in the next fight. But yeah, bit of a ropey beginning. But all changed on that 4-match they got when they cast their Leprechaun. Otherwise, I'd have been off to the races with Chalcedony, and you can actually get a no-turn win for your team with Chalcedony because she repeats so much. Anyway, 3,196 Guild Wars points in the first battle. Stone Ruffet was the MVP? Ah, same again. Right, so same again. Same again. Let's see if it works out different this time. Same idea. They're going to explode some green, but I want brown absolutely first and foremost. They didn't get an extra turn this time, so this is where this team can come into its own now. Chalcedony does damage, creates 3 brown gems boosted by all construct allies. All construct apart from Tourmaline, so we don't get the full amount out of this, but it's normally enough to still create a really continuous effect. And because we're casting a spell... Actually, we didn't get a repeat that time. A bit unlucky. There it goes, but we can now drain mana from the enemies. Their King Silenus is ready to go. Their Wild Queen is ready to go. But we can do this. Deals damage to all enemies. Drain 4 mana from all enemies boosted by Gargoyle Gems. So we'll do that. Stop their Wild Queen from being dangerous. And now we can concentrate on ourselves again. That repeated. Got Chalcedony charged up again. That is the end of their hero. We're getting status effects every single time we do this. Don't need to worry about this anymore. The boost is plus 18, so we're going to drain all the mana from the enemy pretty much as soon as we do that. As soon as we cast our Obsidian Libram now, all these Gargoyle Gems are going to be in favour of us. So this is like really, really cool. But we'll just repeat Chalcedony for the minute just to get some more benefits here. And because we're taking some turns, then basically it's not going to be the quickest thing in the world regarding points. But it's better to win with a slightly less points total than it is to not go with something like this, get obliterated by the opponent and get like 200 points. You know what I mean? Right, so their Wild Queen is nearly ready. Let's drain some mana. Let's go for it. Don't mind taking that single skull hit. Then we can do Chalcedony. Dead. And a skull hit will do it. Battle 3 is Surprise against Deep Schwartz. So I'm just going to stick with this team because you need to drain the mana sometimes. It's a pretty important thing. So not the best start for us this time. No brown. We do have yellow though, but I'm going to grab that extra turn anyway. We got a brown match afterwards. That was super useful. Always take a look out for any potential 4 matches afterwards. Pick on their hero first. And we're off to the races. See, now, if I wanted to, I could actually stop their Leprechaun from casting anyway by casting Tourmaline, draining its mana. But one of the benefits of this bad tarot is it's cast Silence onto Leprechaun at the bottom there, which means it can't cast that spell anyway, so we don't need to do that. I can keep concentrating on either I can use this if I want to charge up my hero, which I will do. And still plenty of brown there, so we'll now just concentrate on taking out their hero. I pressed the wrong button then, but never mind. And the fun thing is when you create all these gargoyle gems and you explode them, the enemy gets so many negative status effects, it's really quite funny. Right, they're about to cast their Wild Queen, which I don't really want. I'm going to have to throw a bit of a Hail Mary here, cast my Obsidian Libra. This is going to give them a chance to retaliate, but it didn't work out that good. Right, now I can either do damage to all with a Tourmaline, which is going to kill their Wild Queen, or I can cast Chalcedony, but there's hardly any brown there, so the chances of Chalcedony actually working out with this are severely low. So for that reason, I'm going to cast my Tourmaline. And now we'll go about finishing them off. Bingo bango. And that was 1,470 Guild Wars points. Well, I could switch to the other team for this. This one here to show how this works in a similar kind of way. But I really like the idea of draining the mana from a team like this, who have a 50% start, and if their Essence of Evil gets going is particularly dangerous. Right, we've got a 4 match anyway on green here, so that's pretty cool. We'll absolutely take that. And it's an extra turn. So a half a chance to get going here. Reasonable amount of brown on the board. Let's again pick on their Essence of Evil. They didn't get an extra turn. About to cast their King Silenus, but I'm not too bothered about that. I'm going to cast my Obsidian Libra, which is going to explode the entire board. We got lucky with an extra turn. See, this is the perfect chance now to cast Tourmaline. We're not frozen, so we can take this anyway. Got an extra bonus hit out of that. That was groovy. But where their King Silenus is ready to cast, their Essence of Evil was on 11 out of 15. Wild Queen's nearly ready to go. We can, the boost is only very minor at the moment now, that's the only thing. So it's better than nothing. I'm still going to do it. He's obviously impervious up the top. I think that was Reflect. Something about Reflect makes me chuckle. They get, when an enemy has, when they have Reflect on them, they receive 50% of damage that they intend to cast out come back at them. And it just makes me chuckle every single time. Anyway, let's concentrate on getting rid of their hero. Gone. Don't really need to get that. The more brown that are left behind are going to aid your Chalcedony spell, and there's not a lot of brown on this side, so I'm going to ignore that extra turn and I'm going to actually just cast Chalcedony. That worked out really, really good. Love it when all these gargoyle gems here. These are the good ones. With the blue eyes, they're good. Red eyes, they're bad. Green, blue eyes means good status effects goes on to you. Red eyes, bad status effects goes on to the enemy. And that is the Leprechaun done. What was that, the fourth battle? What was that, 1,645? Last one. Again, starting with the root trap, but it doesn't matter in this team. We don't care about being root trapped. All we care about is getting some brown. Now, you can do it like this way or this way. I'm going to collect it this way because the reason is I then leave them that skull hit. I'd rather get hit with some damage of value of 51 attack than them cast their Leprechaun. And the AI does tend to take skull hits when it's there. So we'll do that, see if they fall for that. They did. Now I can grab this first. Now I can get going with my Chalcedony. They're going to change the board a bit. That's okay, we've got a lot of brown there, that's pretty cool. My Tourmaline is nearly ready to go. Their Essence of Evil is nearly ready, and so is their Wild Queen. But I didn't get much luck from that one. That was not particularly great, so we're going to have to go for it a bit. They're probably going to cast their King Silenus anyway, and I don't mind that. I'd rather they did that, because I'm going to get a lot of mana out of this. And they didn't. That's interesting. The AI does play strange sometimes. But I did remove any gargoyle gems by doing that, so now the boost is basic. So, what's the best to do here? Drain a little bit of mana from Wild Queen and their Essence of Evil, or see if Chalcedony can get going. Well, I'll do that because they're bound to cast their King Silenus, and they did get their Wild Queen up, so that was interesting. We'll take these 4 matches when they're there. Can we create any 4 matches anywhere? Let's go Chalcedony. Need 1 extra turn out of this. That worked out okay. No need to cast Tourmaline because that doesn't have any chance of an extra turn. And Wild Queen is on 0 mana anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. Again, don't take these when you don't need to. Better off leaving them there. Now we just need a hit or 2 on Leprechaun, and it is hasta la vista and everybody's dead day. That was 1,718 Guild Wars points for that one. So, that was a nice, more challenging day. Enjoyed that. Let's take a look at the total. 9,385. So, not too bad. Not as high as it can be. It's not like 9,500 and anything. But like I said, near the beginning, it's better to use a team like this, score slightly lower points than normal, but still get well over 9,000 than it is to play a risky team, lose battles, and every battle you lose, you're going to get like 200 points or something just because you were trying to be a hero and get more points. If you're just happy with winning and still getting a decent amount of points, this is a really good way to go about it. If that team had got going, could have got absolutely obliterated by the Wild Queen and that combination of Essence of Evil. So there it is, at Guild Wars for today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.